Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, November 28, 2023. A long weekend we have to recap, so I'm going to try to get everything in as quickly in as possible. We'll start the NFL. We'll go over yesterday's results and look ahead to tonight's game, rapid fire style. So, Thanksgiving. Bills over the Lions 28-25, Cowboys over the Giants 28-20, Vikes over the Pats 33-26. Sunday, Browns over the Bucks 23-17 in overtime, Bengals over the Titans 20-16, Dolphins over the Texans 30-15, Jets over the Bears 31-10, Commanders over the Falcons 19-13, Panthers over the Broncos 23-10, Jags over the Ravens 28-27, Chargers over the Cards 25-24, Raiders over the Seahawks 40-34 in overtime. Chiefs over the Rams 26-10, 49ers over the Saints 13-zip, and the Eagles over the Packers 40-33. We have one game tonight, 8:15 ESPN. We have the Steelers and the Colts from Indianapolis. Should be an interesting game. The Colts are favored by 2.5, total 39.5. I have 4.5 and 38 and 11/20. Everyone and their mother loves the Steelers. I'm going the other way. Give me the Colts minus 2.5. Contrarian pick. Pittsburgh is probably the better team, but it's still a rookie quarterback on the road in what could be a hostile environment. They've been playing for Jeff Saturday, and I think this will continue, so I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Indy. All right, now we'll recap the college football from the weekend. Trying to be rapid fire here, too. We'll go over all the results, and there are no games today, or really until Friday, which is good for the show, because that's one less thing for me to worry about. All right, so Thanksgiving night, Mississippi State over number 20, Ole Miss 24-22. Friday, number 19, Tulane over number 24, Cincinnati 27-24. Number 23, Texas over Baylor 38-27. Boise over Utah State 42-23. Eastern Michigan over Central Michigan 38-19. Western Michigan over Toledo 20-14. Arizona over Arizona State 38-35. NC State upsets number 17, North Carolina 38-27 in double overtime. Missouri over Arkansas 29-27. Colorado State over Mexico 17-zip. Nebraska over Iowa 24-17. Number 18, UCLA over Cal 35-28. Number 16, Florida State over Florida 45-38. Fresno over Wyoming 30-0. Saturday, number 1, Georgia over Georgia Tech 37-14. Number 3, Michigan over number 2, Ohio State 45-23. The only pick I got right in the Fab 5 this week for college. South Carolina upsets number 8, Clemson 31-30. West Virginia over Oklahoma State 24-19. Army over UMass 44-7. Mexico State over Liberty 49-14. Maryland over Rutgers 37-zip. James Madison over Coastal Carolina 47-7. South Alabama over Old Dominion 27-20. Marshall over Georgia State 28-23. Western Kentucky over Florida Atlantic 32-31. In overtime, East Carolina over Temple 49-46. Kent State over Buffalo 30-27. In overtime, Akron over Northern Illinois 44-12. North Texas over Rice 21-17. Kentucky over number 25 Louisville 26-13. Number 7 Alabama over Auburn 49-27. Number 21 Oregon State over number 9 Oregon 38-34. Illinois over Northwestern 41-3. Minnesota over Wisconsin 23-16. Purdue over Indiana 30-16. Duke over Wake 34-31. San Jose State over Hawaii 27-14. FCMU over Memphis 34-31. Troy over Arkansas State 48-19. UAB over Louisiana Tech 37-27. UTSA over UTEP 34-31. Number 4 TCU over Iowa State 62-14. Number 14 Penn State over Michigan State 35-16. Number 14 Utah over Colorado 63-21. Southern Miss over UL Monroe 20-10. Louisiana over Texas Tech 41-13. UNLV over Nevada 27-22. Georgia Southern over App State 51-48 in double overtime. Middle Tennessee over FIU 33-28. Texas A&M upsets number 5 LSU 38-23. Number 22 UCF over South Florida 46-39. Number 6 USC over number 15 Notre Dame 38-27. Number 10 Tennessee over Vandy 56-zip. Texas Tech over Oklahoma 51-48 in overtime. Syracuse over BC 32-23. Tulsa over Houston 37-30. Kansas State number 12 Kansas State over Kansas 47-27. Pitt over Miami 42-16. Air Force over San Diego State 13-3. Number 13 Washington over Washington State 51-33. And BYU over Stanford 35-26. Tech Virginia canceled. All right. Now move on to college basketball. This is going to be a long one, but we'll go as fast as possible, and then we'll eventually get to tonight's slate. So we'll begin with Wednesday. Stephen F. Austin over UNC Greensboro, 75-58. Memphis over Stanford, 56-48. Valpo over James Madison, 81-79. In overtime, Missouri State over Oakland, 76-64. BC over Rhode Island, 53-49. Campbell over Stetson, 87-85. In overtime, Holy Cross over Colby Sawyer, 95-61. UMass Lowell over Stonehill, 73-59. UC Davis over Southeast Missouri State, 73-71. Georgia over East Tennessee, 62-47. Mississippi State over Montana State, 72-71. Fordham over Harvard, 68-60. Oklahoma over Ole Miss, 59-55. Indiana State over Trinity, 105-68. Purdue, Fort Wayne over Bluffton, 106-41. North Kentucky over Tennessee Tech, 85-77. Radford over Alon, 69-53. Wagner over NJIT, 64-57. North Dakota over Fullerton, 73-57. Belmont over Georgia State, 68-66. Temple over Drexel, 73-61. Ohio over Alabama State, 72-58. Northwestern State over Bethune, 69-66. Colgate over Hartford, 92-58. UC San Diego over Eastern Michigan, 66-63. St. Peter's over Fairleigh Dickinson, 77-63. Brown over Maine, 70-63. South Alabama over Robert Morris, 84-70. Buffalo over Canisius, 86-66. San Jose State over Ball State, 67-65. Number 13 Auburn over St. Louis, 65-60. Tennessee Southern upset Samford, 84-82. Oklahoma State over Prairie View, 78-53. Abilene Christian over Northern Arizona, 92-82. Arkansas State over Bethel, Tennessee, 90-65. Southern Miss over Mobile, 103-52. SMU over Lamar, 75-50. Air Force over Montana, 59-56. Oregon over Villanova, 74-67. LSU over Wofford, 78-75. Colorado over Yale, 65-62. Number 18 Alabama over number 1 North Carolina, 103-101 in quadruple overtime. Number 24 Purdue over number 8 Duke, 75-56. Milwaukee over BU, 67-46. Hofstra over Quinnipiac, 72-70. Penn over Delaware, 86-73. Central Arkansas over Idaho State, 81-77. Towson over Mercer, 70-60. Oral Roberts over Rogers State, 81-70. Jacksonville State over North Dakota State, 81-71. Siena over Seton Hall, 60-55. Alcorn State over Arizona State, 76-54. Miami over UCF, 66-64. Number 12 Michigan State over Portland, 78-77. Long Beach State over Vermont, 78-58. FAU over Eastern Washington, 90-79. Incarnate Word over Grambling, 63-61. Number 19 UCLA over Bellarmine, 81-60. Lehigh over Monmouth, 80-76. Number 6 Gonzaga over Xavier, 88-84. Fairfield over Evansville, 63-56. New Mexico over Northern Colorado, 98-74. Nebraska over Florida State, 75-58. UNC Wilmington over North Texas, 55-51. Dartmouth over UTSA, 78-77. In overtime, West Virginia over Florida, 84-55. Number 20, UConn over Iowa State, 71-53. And Portland State over Oregon State, 83-71. That was actually yesterday's games. I went over yesterday's scores by mistake. So that we'll do Wednesday. Toledo over Northern Kentucky, 82-69. Rhode Island over Illinois State, 57-44. Northern Illinois over Long Island, 86-61. American over Georgetown, 74-70. Number 3, Kansas over NC State, 80-74. Detroit over Charlotte, 70-46. Winthrop over Eastern Michigan, 101-87. St. Peter's over New York Old Westbury, 98-51. Wofford over North Greenville, 70-59. Cleveland State over Chicago State, 77-63. East Carolina over Texas Arlington, 79-65. Western Kentucky over Tulane, 71-65. Sam Houston beats South Dakota, 80-49. Binghamton beats Columbia, 81-79. William & Mary beats Radford, 62-51. Ohio State beats number 21 Texas Tech, 80-73. Wisconsin over Dayton, 43-42. Stanford beats Valpo, 79-49. Niagara beats DUville, 91-53. St. Thomas, Minnesota beats Milwaukee, 76-72. Loyola Marymount beats Morgan State, 81-80 in overtime. Citadel beats New Orleans, 62-65. Central Michigan beats Northridge, 82-66. Southern Miss beats Purdue Fort Wayne, 70-58. Maine beats Central Connecticut, 66-58. Number 7 Baylor beats McNeese, 89-60. Number 15 Kentucky beats North Florida, 96-56. Jacksonville beats Campbell, 64-43. Wright State beats Weber State, 87-65. Lipscomb beats Chattanooga, 72-66. Eastern Kentucky beats Brescia, 122-84. Number 14 Arizona beats number 10 Creighton, 81-79. Indiana State beats Drexel, 85-81. Nevada beats Akron, 62-58. USC beats BYU, 82-76. High Point beats Tennessee State, 77-72. Denver beats IUPUI 86-64. Charleston over Kent State 74-62. A&M Corpus Christi beats Alcorn State 98-67. Air Force beats Miss Valley State 64-51. Liberty beats Bradley 55-44. Marquette beats Georgia Tech 84-60. Queens beats Lynchburg 107-72. Number 11 Indiana beats Little Rock 87-68. UC Riverside beats Abilene Christian 76-65. Miami beats St. Fran Brooklyn 79-56. Santa Clara beats Menlo 64-51. St. Fran PA beats Franciscan 120-53. Cal Poly beats Idaho 82-71. FAU beats Stony Brook 83-50. UCF beats Evansville 76-56. Duquesne beats Albany State, or Alabama State, my bad, 75-57. UMass Lowell beats Brown 73-62. App State beats East Tennessee 74-70. Providence beats Merrimack 71-57. Missouri beats Coastal Carolina 89-51. Number 22 Tennessee beats Butler 71-45. Cincinnati beats Louisville 81-62. Gulf Coast beats Kansas City 73-59. Kansas State beats LSU 61-59. Louisiana Tech beats Bama A&M 80-75. Lindenwood beats Idaho State 77-76. In overtime, St. Louis beats Paul Quinn 96-53. Number 13 Auburn beats Northwestern 43-42. Mississippi State beats Utah 52-49. Michigan beats Jackson State 78-68. Wake beats SC State 105-74. UTEP beats Bakersfield 68-67 in overtime. Washington beats Fresno State 62-57. Number 9 Arkansas beats number 17 San Diego State 78-74 in overtime. Seattle beats Pacific Lutheran 89-53. Santa Barbara beats North Alabama 89-71. Number 19 UCLA beats Pepperdine 153. UNLV beats Minnesota 71-62. St. Mary's beats Vandy 75-65. And Southern Illinois beats Cal Baptist 64-61 in overtime. All right. Thanksgiving. Number 3 Kansas beats Wisconsin 69-68. In overtime, Siena beats Florida State 80-63. Northeastern beats Manhattan 69-67 in overtime. Number 1 North Carolina beats Portland 89-81. Ole Miss beats Stanford 72-68. Number 22 Tennessee beats USC 73-66 in overtime. Princeton beats Army 74-66. Number 8 Duke over Oregon State 54-51. New Orleans beats IUPUI 87-84. Iowa State beats Villanova 81-79 in overtime. NC State beats Dayton 76-64. Oklahoma beats Nebraska 69-56. Xavier beats Florida 90-83. Denver beats Citadel 74-71. Butler beats BYU 75-70. Seton Hall beats Memphis 70-69. Number 20 Oregon beats UConn. Number 20 UConn beats Oregon. I read that wrong. 83-59. Number 24 Purdue beats West Virginia 80-68. Vandy beats Fresno 67-59. Number 18 Alabama beats number 12 Michigan State 81-70. Washington beats St. Mary's 68-64 in overtime. And number 6 Gonzaga beats Portland State 102-78. Friday. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna go over the ranked for Friday and Saturday because of time. Sorry, guys. Number 11, Indiana over Jackson State, 90-51. Number 8, Duke over Xavier, 71-64. Number 23, Maryland over Coppin State, 95-79. Iowa State upsets number 1, North Carolina, 70-65. Number 5, Virginia over Maryland Eastern, 72-45. Number 25, Iowa over Clemson, 74-71. Number 22, Tennessee over number 3, Kansas, 64-50. Number 16, Illinois over Lindenwood, 91-59. Number 20, UConn over number 18, Alabama, 82-67. Number 24, Purdue over number 6, Gonzaga, 84-66. Number 12, Michigan State over Oregon, 74-70. And then Saturday, number 2, Houston over Kent State, 49-44. Number 4, Texas over Texas Rio Grande, 91-54. And TCU over number 25, Iowa, 79-66. All right, now we look ahead to Monday's games. We could do all Monday because it's not a big slate. All right, so at 2 o'clock today, UC Davis and BU from UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in Milwaukee. My line is UC Davis by a half, and it is 3.5 and 140.5. I'm going to take BU getting the points. Dartmouth Grambling from UTSA Convocation Center in San Antonio at 4 o'clock. My line is Dartmouth 3.5, and it's a pick'em. Giving Dartmouth in the pick'em. 7 o'clock, Farmingham State Bryant, Arlington Baptist, A&M Commerce Western, New England Sacred Heart, we can skip those. Columbus Maris is next. Columbia. My line's Maris 12, and it is 6.5. I'll lay the points. Yale Monroe, Tulane. My line is Tulane by whopping 43.5, and it's 18.5. I'm laying the points. McNeese, Tennessee Martin. My line's UT Martin 16, and it is 8.5. I'll lay it. Big Ten ACC Challenge. Virginia Tech hosting Minnesota. My line's Virginia Tech by 20, and it's 11.5. I'm going to lay the points. Champion Christian College and Southern. We can skip. That's at 7:30. Omaha, Mississippi State. My line is Miss State by a whopping 45.5, and it's 23.5. I'm laying the points. Incarnate Word UTSA. My line's UTSA by 23.5, and it's 8.5. I'll lay the points. Texas Southern at number 3, Kansas at 8 o'clock. My line's 52.5, and it is 23.5. I'll lay the points. SEC Network Detroit, number 9, Arkansas. My line's Arkansas 38.5, and it's 17.5. I'll lay it. We can skip Mount Mary, South Dakota, and Fisk, Bama A&M. Southeast Missouri State, Milwaukee. My line is Southeast Missouri State by 12.5, and it's Milwaukee 2.5. Give me Southeast Missouri State plus 2.5 and plus 115 outright. Howard Payne and Texas Arlington. We can skip 9 o'clock Longwood, San Diego. My line San Diego 16, and it's 3.5. I'll lay the points. Pitt Northwestern. ACC Big Ten Challenge on ESPN2. My line's Northwestern 10.5, and it's 6.5. I'll lay the points. Seattle and Washington. 10 o'clock Pac-12 Network. My line is Washington 29, and it is only 4.5. I'll lay the points. Cal Poly Pacific. My line's Pacific 22.5, and it's 7.5. I'll lay the points. And Sam Houston, Nevada. My line's 14.5, and it's 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with Nevada. All right, we'll move on to NBA. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to a busy slate for tonight. Wednesday, Hornets over the Sixers 107-101. Cavs over the Blazers 114-96. Wolves over the the Pacers 115-101. Hawks over the Kings 115-106. Celtics over the Mavs 125-122. Heat over the Wiz 113-105. Nets over the Raptors 112-98. Bulls over the Bucks 118-113. Nuggets over the Thunder 131-126 in overtime. Pels over the Spurs 129-110. Pistons over the Jets 125-116. Warriors over the Clippers 124-107. All right, Black Friday. Hornets over the T-Wolves 110-108. Sixers over the Magic 107-99. Celtics over the Kings 122-104. Blazers over the Knicks 132-129 in overtime. Pacers over the Nets 128-117. Heat over the Wiz 110-107. Rocks over the Hawks 128-122. Grizz over the Pelicans 132-111. Bucks over the Cavs 117-102. Thunder over the Bulls 123-119 in overtime. Lakers over the Spurs 105-92. Suns over the Pistons 108-102. Warriors over the Jazz 129-118. And the Nuggets over the Clippers 114-104. Saturday, Raps over the Mavs 105-100. Rockets over the Thunder 118-105. Lakers over the Spurs 143-138. And the Suns over the Jazz 113-112. Sunday, Nets over the Blazers 111-97. Warriors over the Timberwolves 137-114. Clippers over the Pacers 114-100. Grizzlies over the Knicks 127-123. Heat over the Hawks 106-98. Celtics over the Wiz 130-121. Cavs over the Pistons 102-94. Sixers over the Magic 133-103. And the Bucks over the Mavs 124-115. All right, big window tonight, 7 o'clock NBA TV of the Hawks and the Sixers. I do totals today because I don't have much time. I project Sixers only by a half because of the injuries. If Embiid's out, this goes to Hawks 6.5. And right now it's Hawks by 1, total 221. So I'm gonna go with the over because we don't know Embiid's status. Even without Embiid, I think this could still go over. Wolves Wiz. Wolves are a 1-point favorite. I project 6. I'm laying it with the Wiz or the Wolves. My bad. 7:30 to Hornets and the Celtics. My line's a whopping 24 for Boston. It's 10.5. I'll lay it. Magic Nets from the Barclays Center. My line is Nets 10.5, and it is 10.5, total 224. I'm taking the over. Cavs Raptors. My line's Raptors by 1 is 2.5, total 215.5. I'll take the over. A lot of identical lines today. Thunder Pels at 8. My line's Pels 8 3/4. And at 6, I'm going to lay the 6. Rockets Nuggets at 9. My line's Denver by 16.25, and it's 11.5. I'll lay the points. Bulls Jazz. My line's is Pick'em. I had Bulls by 3 written down, but it's a pick. I project pick. I forgot about Lonzo Ball's absence. It's Jazz by 2, total 234. I'll take the Bulls getting the 2. Their outright numbers plus 112. 10 o'clock, Suns Kings. My line is Kings by 1. And it's Suns by 1. Give me the the Kings plus the 1 and minus 104 outright. And then the Pacers and the Lakers at 10:30. My line's Lakers 9.5, and it's 3. I'll lay the 3 with the Lakers. Now we'll go to hockey. We'll go over everything from the weekend and look ahead to everything going on tonight. Wednesday, Sabres over the Blues 6-2. Coyotes over the Canes 4-0. Canadians over the Blue Jackets 3-1. Red Wings over the Preds 3-0. Panthers over the Bruins 5-2. Wild over the Jets 6-1. Leafs over the Devils 2-1. Flames over the Pens 2-1. The shootout, or other way around. Pens over the Flames. Isles over the Oilers 3-0. Caps over the Flyers 3-2 in OT. Stars over the Blackhawks 6-4. Canucks over the Avs 4-3. Kraken over the Sharks 8-5. And the Golden Knights over the Sens 4-1. Friday, Bruins over the Canes 3-2 in OT. Habs over the Blackhawks 3-2 in a shootout. Leafs over the Wild 4-3. Caps over the Flames 3-0. Sens over the Ducks 5-1. Pens over the Flyers 4-1. Devils over the Sabres 3-1. Isles over the Jackets 3-2. Red Wings over the Coyotes 4-3 in a shootout. Lightning over the Blues 5-3. Kraken over the Golden Knights 4-2. Jets over the Stars 5-4 in OT. Kings over the Sharks 5-2. And then Avs Preds was postponed because of a water main break in Nashville. Saturday, Oilers come back from 3-0 down to beat the Rangers 4-3. Canes over the Flames 3-2. Blues over the Panthers 5-4 in OT. Devils over the Caps 5-1. Leafs over the Pens 4-1. Isles over the Flyers 5-2. Avs over the Stars 4-1. Canucks over the Golden Knights 5-1. And Blue Jackets Preds postponed. Sunday, Wild over the Coyotes 4-3. Jets over the Blackhawks 7-2. Kraken over the Ducks 5-4. Canucks over the Sharks 4-3 in OT. And the Sens over the Kings 3-2 in OT. Canucks are turning on a little bit. All right. 7 o'clock, it's the big one. Devils Rangers from the Garden. This is a game that I think is a must-win for the New York Rangers. And a game for the Devils to sort of a prove-it game. Although they had the winning streak. This is a pick-em over under 6 minus 120. Devils plus 1.5 is minus 265. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 210. I'm going with the Devils. Like, the Rangers are a no bet. Or a bet against for now on. Lightning Sabres. Lightning minus 164. Sabres plus 136. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 140. Sabres plus 1.5 is minus 172. I like the under. Golden Knights, Blue Jackets. Vegas minus 235. Columbus plus 235 over under 6.5. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Vegas minus 1.5 is minus 114. Columbus plus 1.5 is minus 106. I like the over. I think Vegas can do it by themselves. Maple Leafs, Red Wings. Leafs minus 152. Red Wings plus 126. Over under 6. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 156. Red Wings plus 1.5 is minus 194. I'm going with the Red Wings as a home dog at plus 126. 8 o'clock, Stars, Blues. Stars minus 120, Blues even money over under 6. Overs minus 114, unders minus 108. Stars minus 1.5 is plus 186. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 235. Under. And 9:30, you have the Panthers and the Oilers. Panthers slight road favorites minus 113. Edmonton minus 108 over under 7. Overs plus 116. Unders minus 142. Panthers plus 1.5 is minus 250. Oilers minus 1.5 is plus 198. For this one, I'm going to go with the Oilers. It's a slight home dog at minus 108. All right, now we'll go over the World Cup results. from the weekend and look ahead to what's to come today and then tomorrow morning. So, Wednesday, Spain over Costa Rica, 7-0. Belgium over Canada, 1-0. Thanksgiving, Switzerland over Cameroon, 1-0. Uruguay, South Korea, 0-0 draw. Portugal over Ghana, 3-2. Brazil over Serbia, 2-0. Friday, Iran over Wales, 2-0. Senegal over Qatar, 3-1. Netherlands, Ecuador, 1-1 draw. And England, U.S., 0-0 draw. Saturday, Australia over Tunisia, 1-0. Poland over Saudi Arabia, 2-0. France over Denmark, 2-1. And Argentina over Mexico, 2-0. Sunday, Costa Rica over Japan, 1-0. Morocco over Belgium, 2-0. Croatia over Canada, 4-1. And Spain and Germany, 1-1 draw. Cameroon, Serbia, 3-3 draw from this morning. And Ghana's close to closing out. South Korea, they're up 3-2. And that would be very interesting because then Ghana would get their first win. All right, 11 o'clock on Fox, we have Brazil and Switzerland. This is Group G action. Sure, Brazil is a monster favorite. And they are minus 230. Switzerland 7-1 draw, plus 340. For this game, I'm going over 2.5 goals at minus 102. And 2 o'clock on Fox, Portugal, Uruguay. This is Group H. So today was G and H. Portugal's minus 105, Uruguay plus 310, draw plus 230. I'm going to go with Portugal at minus 105. All right. Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. Or no. 2 games at 10 a.m. on Fox. One's going to be on Fox. The other is going to be on Fox Sports 1. So they're playing at the same time. That makes sense. So Group A, we're just going to make picks for these because we don't know what the situation, how far along in the podcast I'm going to be. So out of precaution, I'm going to make picks for the Group A games for tomorrow. These are big. Qatar's done. Netherlands and Ecuador each have 4 points. Senegal has 3. So Netherlands is coming off a draw with Ecuador, and Senegal's coming off the win over Qatar. Ecuador beat Qatar in the first game, and then Netherlands beat Senegal. So a draw's 1 point, and the win is 3. Okay. That's what I thought. So Ecuador, Senegal. Senegal needs the game to get into group play. So Ecuador's plus 145, Senegal's plus 210, draw 2-1. I picked Senegal to go to the next round. So, I'm going to go with Senegal at plus 210 to knock out Ecuador. And then Netherlands and Qatar. Netherlands is a monster favorite, minus 550. Qatar's 12-1 draw is 6-1. For this, I'm going to go, under 2.5 goals, plus 156. I'm going to go with the ballsy play. I think Netherlands is safe. Ecuador, Senegal winner, I think. So let's say Netherlands wins. That's a 7 points. I'll win the group. And I think Senegal beats Ecuador. So it's gonna go how I predicted. Alrighty. News and notes. From the big weekend. Oh my goodness. we're just going to do rapid fire just like I did on Wednesday. No particular order. Kemba Walker to join the Mavericks. Pistons taking calls for Sadiq Bey. Aaron Rodgers left the game with a rib injury. Jordan Love entered. And he's getting the scan today. Darnell Mooney likely out for the year for the Bears and needs season-ending ankle surgery. That's brutal. Elijah Mitchell sprained MCL. Not as serious from the previous injury. Allen Robinson out for the year with foot surgery. Tristan Wirfs x-rays negative after being carted off and seen in a walking boot. A lot of players missed games. Von Miller out indefinitely, but did not tear his ACL. Kyler Murray came back against the Chargers. Aaron Rodgers has been dealing with a broken thumb since Week 5 against the Giants. Justin Fields separated his shoulder. He basically has an AC joint injury. That's what he says. Tom Brady was 218-0 and up 7+ points in the last 2 minutes of regulation until yesterday's overtime loss to the Browns. The Commanders commemorate the 15th anniversary of Sean Taylor's death with a helmet decal, which was very nice. Zach Wilson got benched for Mike White. He apologized to the team and for refusing to take accountability for his performance against the Pats. And he says he wasn't surprised. He says he hasn't been doing the job. The Giants-Cowboys Thanksgiving game was the most watched regular season NFL game in history, which catches me by surprise. But at the same time, it doesn't because it's two big markets. Obviously, the Cowboys and the Giants, NFC East rivals. Thanksgiving, 4 o'clock game. So Odell Beckham Jr. was kicked off a plane in Miami as he was in and out of consciousness and would not put on his seatbelt. And a lawyer calls for removal of Odell from the plane unnecessary, an explanation of the incident. So in baseball, the San Francisco Giants are elated with Aaron Judge's visit, and they use Stephen Curry to help recruit Aaron Judge, which is not a good sign if you're the Yankees. Because Stephen Curry can just toss his rings out there and be like, yeah, come to San Francisco. The Yankees can use Aaron Judge back for when the Knicks inevitably are recruiting a big free agent, and Aaron Judge can come in, but he doesn't have any rings. It's unfortunate. But let's say he comes back to the Yankees, they win a couple. But you could say it's the greatest place to play, and whatnot, making the case for Aaron Judge to help recruit free agents in other sports. But that makes me nervous as a Yankees fan that Stephen Curry's recruiting Aaron Judge. Can you just toss the rings right there? That's a sense of desperation for the San Francisco Giants. That's what I look at it as, too. White Sox signed Mike Clevenger. Interesting signing. And the Pirates signed Carlos Santana. It looks like Wisconsin's going to hire Luke Fickell as its next head coach. Nebraska's hiring Matt Rule. That is not surprising. We've been hearing that rumor forever. Arizona State is hiring Oregon offensive coordinator Kenny Dillingham to make him the youngest head coach in the Power 5. I think that's an interesting hire. He's done a good job with that offense in Oregon. 7 Michigan State players charged with criminal assault for October 19th Michigan Stadium tunnel brawl. Some soccer stuff. There's rumors that Lionel Messi will join Miami, which is really, really interesting. That Messi to the MLS. And Busquets to go to Inter Miami for a possible reunion with Messi. So let's see about that. And Manchester United is open to a Pulisic loan as he's expected to leave Chelsea in January in the transfer window. TJ wanted to come back for the Nets on December 2nd. Kawhi and Paul George both out due to ankle and knee injuries, respectively. Robert Williams expected to return by Christmas. Gordon Hayward out with a fractured shoulder and undergoing further evaluations. David Shaw steps down from Stanford. Never thought we'd see the day, but here we are. And I think it's the right decision for Stanford to go in another direction. Even though it looked like it was Shaw's decision. Maybe Shaw knows they have to go in a different direction. An all-time announcer jinx on Thanksgiving. Jim Nantz says that Michael Bagley, the kicker from the Lions, was perfect on field goals, missed extra points, and then kicks it from 29 yards, goes left, and it was the all-time announcer jinx by Jim Nantz. Teams in on Carlos Rodon, the Dodgers, Rangers, Yankees, and Giants. We'll see where he lands. I think that going back to the Giants, I think for him is realistic. Patrick Beverley suspended 3 games for forcibly shoving DeAndre Ayton. Kevin Durant clapped back at Sixers fans after the game on Tuesday night. There was a WHL team that wore SpongeBob jerseys, which was really funny. The Winnipeg Ice. It was, speaking of hockey, Rangers trade Ryan Reeves to the Wild for a 5th-round pick. And Bryce Harper had Tommy John surgery and could be back by mid-May. Surgery went very well. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So, for best bet today, I'm going to lay a half unit. There's a lot of good ones in college basketball, I thought. The one I like the most, there's a couple really good ones. But I have a monster edge on a team in particular. And it's weird to lay points with a team that it's such a big number, but I have such a big differential, so I'm going to take a chance. And I'm going to go with a half unit on Tulane minus 18.5 against UL Monroe. All right, so that's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and looking ahead to everything tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.